Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about something you can do during this week in order to get tons of really cool Transmogs sets, weapons, and also other type of rewards including mounts. And as you will see, this is very easy. So just a quick disclaimer, I'm going to talk about PvP, but if you're not a big fan of PvP, as you will see, it's actually one of the only rare occasions where you can get all the different rewards from PvP without having to actually kill any other players. So the reason why this is the case is because during this week you have the PvP Brawl Stomp that is available, and basically with this Brawl you can go and you will be able to join the Aratin Basin, and instead of having to kill other players you will be fighting a team of AI generated characters. And so it means that basically this is something that is extremely easy to do, especially if you're with people who have a minimum PvP gear. Normally this is something you can just one shot and do in like 2 or 3 minutes. And this is by far the easiest way all year long for you to get some of the different marks of honor, some honor points, and to increase your honor level in order to get all the different rewards from the PvP system. And again, this is really something that doesn't require you to be good at PvP or anything like that. Basically, you just want to go in, kill all the different AI generated mobs, and like that, again, in just 3 to 5 minutes, you should be able to win the brawl super easily. So again, just as a quick reminder, you want to go in the PvP tab right here, and you want to go in quick match and click on Brawl Stomp in order to join the battle. This is something that will normally be available for all your different characters, so this is something you can do on all your different alts if you want. This brawl is not always up, sometimes it takes a few months for this brawl to be back, and so that's why I'm making a video each time it's available, because this is again the best time in order for you to farm all the different PvP rewards. So here the way it will work is basically, as you can see, when you complete one of these different brawls and you win it, you will receive one of the different Glorious Contenders strong boxes, as well as some of the different marks of honors. And when you open these, you will receive additional marks of honors. And with these different marks of honors, you will then be able to go in all the different expansions from World of Warcraft, and you will be able to buy all the different sets for your different characters, as well as all the different weapons and even more things. So this is basically the main currency you will need in order to buy all these cool Transmogs sets and in order to get all these appearances. And these are warbound, so it means that you can farm everything on one character and then just buy every set that you want for all the different classes with the same mark of honors. So as you can see, normally you will need 12 in order to buy a full set, and it's normally 80 of the different marks of honor in order to buy an entire arsenal of weapons from one season of PvP, where you will get all the different weapons, even the ones that are not specific to your class. So you need quite a lot of these if you want to buy a lot of these different sets, but again it goes really fast because you will get on average 3 of these different marks of honor per win, and this is something that is super easy and fast to do. So again, depending on how many of these different sets you want, you can just spam this brawl and hopefully you will have enough of the different marks of honor in order to buy all of them. Of course, next to that, you will also be able to get a lot of honor points, and with that you will be able to upgrade your honor level. So with the different honor levels, you will be able to get different type of rewards, such as all these different toys, these pets, but especially you will be able to get all the different mounts that are linked to the PvP system. So at honor level 15 you will have this mount right here. At level 40 you will have the blue version. At level 70 you will have this other version right here. Then at 125 you will have this other one. Then you will have the purple one at 150. Then at 250 you will have the red one, which is really nice. And finally at 500 you will be able to get this mount, which is super nice. These are all flying mounts, but of course these are very difficult to get. Normally the first few ones are pretty easy to grab, but depending on how committed you are, this might be a pretty intense grind. So when it comes to all the different vendors for the different sets and arsenal of weapons, these are all the different locations from all the different expansions. for Dragonflight, you will need to go in Valdraken, and here you want to go inside of this building, and here you will be able to find two different vendors. The first one will be selling all the different blue sets, the combatant's gear, and so again you can get everything from this guy, and then you will be able to find all the gladiator sets for all the different seasons from the Dragonflight expansion on this other vendor. Then for Shadowlands, you want to come in Oribos, and you want to come right here in the Enclave, and here you will be able to talk to Zosorg in order to buy all the different gladiators gear, and then you will also be able to talk to this guy right here to buy all the different aspirants or combatants gear. Then for Battle for Azeroth, you will need to go outside of Dazar'alor for all players, and here as you can see in this zone, you will be able to find the different vendors that will be selling all the different PvP gear for all players. And then if you're playing on an Alliance players, you will need to go in your main capital, and here inside the Eschain docks, you will be able to find the vendors. So as you can see, it's indicated on the map. Then for Legion, you want to go in Dalaran, the version of Legion, and here inside of your respective sanctuary, so the Horde one and the Alliance one, inside of some of the towers, you will be able to find all the different vendors for all the different seasons of Legion. Then for Wilds of Draenor, you want to go in Ashran, or at least in the main capitals that are linked to Ashran. And here for all players, it will be located right there. And then you can go for Alliance players right here, and you will also be able to find all the different vendors. Then for Mist of Pandaria, you will need to go where there is the big wall in the middle of the map. And for all players, it will be a little bit more north in the map. You will be able to find all the vendors right here. And then for Alliance players, it will be a little bit more south, and you will be able to find the Quartermasters near the Valley of the Four Winds. For Cataclysm, you will be able to find all the vendors in Stormwind for Alliance players and Orgrimmar for all players, and they will be located inside of your respective Champions Hall, where there are all the different PvP vendors. Then for Wrath of the Lich King, you can go in the sewers, and here at this specific location, you will be able to find a bunch of goblins, and they will be selling all the different PvP items from this expansion. And finally, for Burning Crusade, you want to go in Area 52 in the Neverstorm, and here again you will be able to find some of these goblins, and you will be able to buy all the PvP items from Burning Crusade. You will also be able to find some vendors selling items from Classic WoW, but you need to unlock an achievement in order to actually buy these different items. And of course, by coming right here in Dornogal, you will be able to buy all the different PvP gear with your different honor points. So this is something that might be useful if you want to be a little bit more powerful in the battleground, or if you also want some of these cool appearances. And you will also be able to get some Conquest points, and with these you will be able to buy some Champions gear. So again, something that might be useful and might be something you want to keep in mind when doing the farm. Now, just a few important tips for you to consider when doing this farm. First of all, right here in Dornogal at the entrance of the city, you will have Rufus, who will be giving you a few quests, and one of them will require you to simply win one brawl, and as you can see, with that you will receive 5 marks of honor, 110 conquest points, and 250 honor points, with also one of the L color chests. So this is something you can do on all your different alts, and it might make it even easier for you to get a lot of these different marks of honors. So just something to remember. Also, if you want to gain more honor points, you can buy some of these different vicious flasks of honor from the auction house, or you can also craft them yourself. And as you can see, it will give you this buff, and it will increase your honor gains by 15%. This is something that works also in Battleground, and it lasts through death, so just make sure to pick that up, so like that you will be able to progress with your honor levels even faster. Finally, if you want to make some gold, there are 2 main things that you can do. First of all, you want to make sure to have your Darkmoon Adventurer's Guide with you. This is something you can pick up at the Darkmoon Fair. Sadly, right now it's not up, but I'm sure you have it on some of your different alts, or maybe on your main character. And basically, with this in your inventory, when you are doing PvP, you will be able to get some of these different quest items that you can then sell on the auction house. And with this brawl, you will be able to directly loot them from the different AI generated characters. and sometimes in one battleground you will be able to get more than 4 or 5 of them. So then you can just sell them on the auction house, and it's a really good way to make just some quick gold because these always sell super fast. And of course, next to that, you will be able to use your different honor points in order to buy, for instance, the different vicious bloodstones from this vendor, who is again located at the entrance of Donegal. And these are things that sell super fast, and they still sell for quite a lot of gold. So again, if you don't really care about your honor points and you're reaching the maximum limit, just do that and you will be able to make a few extra bucks like that. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Again, I would really recommend you to enjoy this week to do this brawl if you are interested in some of these different transmogs, simply because this is really easy, and especially if again you're not someone who enjoys PvP, then this is your best shot at getting all of that without having to do any real PvP. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!